Alright, while this loads in, let me just tell you, I have a story. You're probably wondering, why does this look different? Well, because it's a whole different town. And let me tell you why. Uh, with the last town, I placed a trading post, this one right here, this farm supplier trading post. And it completely cut, I just lost the file. So I went back, reloaded, tried to get it going again, and it did the same thing again. And it did it several times. So I even recorded a third video that said, "This series is canceled, I'm done." And I was sad. And then I decided to give it a break and come back. And I recorded a new start. It's the same exact settings. In fact, I even put in the same seed, but clearly, as you can tell, it is not the same map. Because we had a cool little peninsula before, and we don't now. So, let me get you caught up to speed with where this is. It's about the same place that we stopped the last save. We have the same 6 houses. I think I might have built the 7th over here. That's number 8. We have the tool, pardon me, the blacksmith, and we have the tailor, and a sawmill, fishing. Then a pretty typical forest node, except, we're doing the orange forester because we want this tropical food. So, that pretty much gets you caught up to where we're at. If you're wondering why I built the trader all the way over here, it's because this is the river that the trader comes in on. There's actually not. The boat, I think, can go up this, but it wouldn't have been able to make it to this one because this one doesn't have a connection. I can build a canal because there are canals, I'm pretty sure, in Colonial Charter, but I didn't want to do that. So my thought, you guys can maybe leave a comment if you feel strongly about it, but my thought was, this makes sense to me to do maybe like agriculture down this way below this, and then do kind of industrial maybe up this way with the settlement kind of in this area. And then we can either do another one of these maybe right up here, or we do another one of these down here and do agriculture this way. I don't know. I haven't decided that, but I do kind of like, in some bizarre twist of fate, that now our orange forester is like at the center of our settlement. So I don't want to be overly aggressive in expanding. I want to make sure that we're getting, a few new people at a time, but we do have enough for probably 2 more houses. So I'll show you the housing. So these are the rustic abodes that I started with before. This one is actually one of the salt box houses because all it requires is lumber, so we can make that. And then I'm going to do town abodes for the majority of the downtown, I think, which, we'll settle into here. I'm thinking I might try to put a marketplace somewhere about here so that we can get this in the marketplace range. I don't know if we're there yet. Rural market? Yeah, central is usually... Holy, that is huge. Yeah, that's almost exactly what I want to go with. Can we place this yet? Feels a little premature, but that is exactly the idea that I have. Maybe even this way, a skosh, like up there. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, we'll do right there. I know I talked myself into and out of placing that already. Okay. So we do want to build a bridge this way, but we're not in a super huge rush for that. Oh, did I forget to... Yeah, I was playing on 10x getting that going, so... Alright, here we go. I saw the boat zooming and I was like, wait a minute. What'd you bring me? I did put some lumber and firewood in here. Statues and candles. You really could not have brought a worse... Could not have had a worse trader than that for us. I want them to bring me seeds, which is why I was doing the uh, farm supplier to begin with. I want seeds, I want livestock, all that kind of stuff. So we're doing okay on population. I don't know why this is being held up. Oh, stone, yeah. So I don't know how I feel about maybe putting down a... Because we can do the quarries, but we can also do the stone and salt mine, which kind of feels like the play, honestly. Just throw down a stone and salt mine, and then we'll be good to go on stone for a while. Maybe that's something we put in... down here-ish, like outside of the... maybe over here. I kind of like that idea. We'll do that, and then we can add in some... What? Oh. We'll add in a stockpile there. Housing-wise, I guess this, you know, the people living on the outside edge of this can go over there. I don't know. We'll see. And I feel like since I made the decision to put this marketplace here, that decides that we go another forester down here. And then agriculture. Maybe we do some agriculture here and some over here. We don't have to have it all in one place, surely. We could always do some across the river later as well. I have this tendency, those of you that have watched me play a good bit, I have this tendency to like overly plan out what I want to have happen, when in reality all sorts of things are going to change as the settlement evolves and unfolds. Let's see, there's a 25-year-old male here, 15-year-old girl, 14-year-old girl here, and then, okay, they're not ready yet. They shouldn't be. They should be young. Okay, so it looks like this will probably be good for one more couple. Either the 14 or 15-year-old, and actually, yeah, maybe we could get away with two more. So in terms of the tailor, if you're not familiar with the Colonial Charter, there's this option for survival coats where you use reeds. That's these things right here. Reeds and then feathers from the hunter killing ducks. We've had a shortage of feathers, so we're getting plenty of reeds. But we also have leather coming in, so I'm just going to go ahead and switch this over. But eventually, we want to get cloth, linen, wool, one of those, all of those going so that we can keep our clothing. Because our clothing is not great. So we should have a market. What do we need? Stone, of course. How could I be so silly and forget that it's stone? We always need stone. This game has some interesting, how do I put it, resource dependencies, and stone is one that every playthrough, doesn't matter what your theme is, what you're doing, gonna be real low on stone. See if we can't get some of these trees thinned out. I'm really liking the look of the new trees. You know, seeing these palm trees, just it really does give it a tropical feel. The sand and the palm trees, I'm liking it. I don't know how you guys feel about the series so far, but I'm liking it. The first video of any series does tend to do pretty well, so I was happy to see people taking interest. But we'll see how the rest of the series goes. You never know. Doesn't that look like a stone that needs to be collected? That's so strange. Um, One thing you'll notice about my playstyle too is that I don't like to find like one exploit and just go with it. Like, you know, it'd be very easy for me to be like, oh, water scavengers, I'll just stabilize my food supply by putting in, you know, half a dozen water scavengers. Like, I could do that, right? I have the capability to do that, but I am not going to because it just feels a little scammy. Now, I might eventually have 4 or 5 of those when the city's bigger, but you know, we have about 2,000 food, just under 2,000 food, and only 35 people, something like that, 33 people. So I don't want to be the kind of player that blatantly exploits things. I mean, it's my playthrough. Why would I want to ruin my own experience, right? That's how I feel, anyways. One thing that I definitely am going to be wanting to do, Colonial Charter has some really fun advanced food things. So we've got a butcher. We can do that with like the deer butcher with the venison that the hunter is getting us. If we get any of these animals in as uh, like domesticated animals that we have, we could do that. You can also put in a tinnery and make tin, like canned food, canned fruit, canned soup. But the thing that's probably relevant because of all the fish we're bringing in is we could do a smokehouse and do smoked fish, and then we could also sometimes once our stone gets up and stable, we can switch over to salt periodically and get a salting house going and do salted preserved meat. That to me is a really good option for pretty much any playthrough, any theme. But it seems particularly good for, you know, a tropical. I'm just thinking the amount of, like, I don't know how many deer there are in tropical areas, but we can't mod that out of the game. So, well, somebody probably can, but I don't know how to do that. So, having like salted beef, they probably wouldn't make much salted beef in the tropics, but they would certainly have it, especially in this colonial era. That'd be something they could get entire crates and barrels or whatever of and bring it with them on their journey. So it's a very accurate thing to have. Okay, 17-year-old boy, 12-year-old girl, 16-year-old. So those two seems like could maybe work out. Candles and glassware. Why do you keep sending me to craftsman? I need other stuff. I can't even like order any of this. None of this helps me at all. Boy. Well, I'm afraid to build the other one because I think there might be an error with it. And that's not to say anything bad about the dev. It's just, you know, bugs happen. But I don't want to hurt this save again. So should be getting this marketplace soon, right? 37, 64. Go ahead and get that stone while we're up there. Sorry, I know there's not a ton of action in this one. I mean, we built a mine, I guess, but a lot of it's just explaining, and we're building a marketplace, but it's just explaining to you all kind of what happened and why the city suddenly looks very different. The orange harvester seems to be doing well. In fact, I'm concerned that they're not getting the majority of the oranges, even though it's all within the range of this gatherer's hut, and they should be getting it. But 585 last year's pretty good. We've got some extras here. Oh yeah, pearls. I forgot to put pearls in the trading post. Pearl, pearl, pearl. Just put them all in there. If we ever get 100, that'd be huge. But we won't. We won't. Alright, so we're good on tools. 51 tools, 32 clothes, over 2,100 food. Finally getting a little bit of stone squared away. Although it's all going to get hauled up here still. So this guy's working on lumber. Maybe we drop that back over to firewood now that we have 300 lumber. That's pretty good, especially for this stage of the game. Very good for this stage. Let's go ahead and have them do a little more random food gathering. Alright, we're getting a market. So we'll put somebody in there that'll help even out our distribution of resources. Maybe we go ahead and extend this street. Nope. Yep. I'm going to put one more there. While I'm doing this, maybe we put okay, and we don't want to build all these yet. We're just establishing our range here a little. Yeah, so that's perfect. Perfecto. I will say on this playthrough, it was a little bit different than the one that you guys watched the first 2 episodes. I lost 2 people. They died of starvation before we got everything built. So if you decide to do a playthrough like this, that is, by like this, I mean shipwrecked Eldorado hard. I would recommend using the gather tool for food pretty much from the start. I emphasized getting those first 6 houses built, and I think that was not a bright decision on my part. So if I was to do it again, which I'm not, but if I was to do it again, I would gather food from the start to make sure you don't lose a few. Because losing 2 adults that early really hinders your production. Reproduction, I should say. And production, to be honest. Both things. They were both my builders, and they were out working on building and just died before they could get back home. Not my favorite mechanic in the game, but I do understand why it's there. Alright, so now people... somebody's job is going to be to carry stuff from here up to there so that the people go up there to get it. But the reason why we're doing this is that eventually when we have houses up here, those people who will have jobs all around wherever, they don't have to come all the way down to a central storage point. That's the idea, at least. That's the idea. We are going to need some additional storage pretty soon. 30% full is not awful, but hopefully our production will continue to grow and we can do that. Let's go ahead and get those out of the way so we can plant some more oranges. I don't know if it will cut the orange trees. Let me test one. Oh yeah, it will. Don't do that. Oh no, don't. Ah. Cancel that. There you go. Alright, so I do have to be careful when I go through chopping out sections. How's the production looking here? 16? Eesh. I might have to put another person on that. Okay, do we have another couple ready? 15-year-old girl, 14-year-old girl, 15-year-old boy, 14-year-old boy. That kind of feels like we could do one more, two more. I'm contemplating putting one of these salt box houses over here, just for the miners or the trading worker or both. Maybe we put two of them in even. I don't know. I was also thinking about extending out a little bit of the dock over here for we could build out and put a dock fishery out in the open area, which has a better radius than this. And then eventually, when we get access to rice, we could do a rice planter. We could do a couple reed farmers. Reeds are really good to trade. So, you know, and what have you. So it's definitely an option. Look how huge the radius on this thing is. That's awesome. I think we want to put the next one down here. Go ahead and place that and start clearing for it. I think what I decided was I'm going to go apricots and then was figs the other one? Maybe apricots and olives is what I said. I know olives are a little more Mediterranean than tropical, but I think they work for what we're trying to do here. So we'll put this one probably there. And then we put a gatherer's hut there with it. So fields and animals over here. I bet a lot of that is just going to be across the river. I bet a lot of that will be. I think I'm going to build a bridge right here. What do you have for us? Wine and coffee, huh? We're not really that stable yet that we can afford to waste money. But do you have... Yeah. Yep. What? I said 25. That was weird. So let's go... Alright, we're trading firewood and pearls for wine and coffee. For some reason that just feels acceptable. Also, did I not hit the backspace when I changed that one? But yet it didn't mute my mic. I'm so very confused about this game. Anyways, here we are. Here we are. Why are these stones in the middle of the road? I'm going to go ahead and have them get all of those. Okay. I think we go ahead and open this one. How's the school? 4 students, that's nice. Storage is okay. Maybe we put thinking maybe we do a little bit of storage right here. Because these two rings, this one goes to there, and this one goes to there. So if we put a barn right here, that kind of splits the difference between the two. And I don't want to wait too long to get a barn going. I thought we had there was like a granary of some kind in this pack. Grain silo, grain and products that contain grain. Root cellar, meat locker. Fruit and vegetables could be really good, but I'm going to put a regular barn. I didn't build them a road, but we should do that too. A road. And a road. And can I get a coastal road? A coastal highway here. Let's go like that. I don't want to get too far inland with this. I don't know how often they'll use this, though. That's the issue. What? I might come to regret doing that, but for now, we'll see how it goes. So, 1, 2, 3. Put another person here. Now we need the crew to do some clearing. We'll get this cleared out so they can start getting us some apricots in. Alrighty, well, I'll leave them to that work, and I will see you all in the next episode. Thanks so much for watching. My name is Bluebelly, and I play simulation games, including Banished. Bye for now.